there's a good chance the Narn will respond and because Chikara has constantly said that they won't rest until the Centauri are utterly destroyed.
How many seasons that one time did they watch?
So long already, and now they have a whole new pile of crap to avenge.
And I would like to watch those last 15 episodes of the spin-off. I know you do too, but we should totally do that sometime.
I want to watch it. That one time.
The whole thing? Oh, that'd be cool. You kind of gotta wait a year.
Centauri have V5 are doing little to help tone down this anger. A group of them start provoking a pair of Narn in a bar.
Would you want to watch it soon?
Toothless animals that stomp their
If you wanted to, would you want to start from the beginning or jump into the good ones?
Tosses a bottle at them and eventually
Jump into the
fight
good ones.
breaks out. The Centauri can't leave well enough alone, though.
But I liked
so they
the first
ambush
season.
pair of Narn.
The first season was way better than I remember it being.
Yeah.
Way better than I remember it.
One of those dumbasses who doesn't know when to quit, so he provokes one of the Narn to charging at him with a pipe, and Zack has no choice but to shoot him. Chikara's extremely pissed off over this, and Sheridan equally so. The Narn listen, but Chikara finally has the sense to calm down and not keep shouting.
Nothing I thought I might have.
He's still stubborn. If people have a right to defend themselves, but it sounds reasonable. But we all know that's really code for kick the shit out of these Centauri for reach of my foot. So Sheridan makes it clear: get them under control or get them the hell out. The ambassador from the planet has stuck up my cat when they arrive, accompanied by Paul Williams, who does all the talking. No, of course not. But it would represent a loss of faith from the
Oh, this was a good one.
Before I can speak with you directly, I must determine if your species is worthy. Yeah, if so, we may even allow others of my kind to honor you with their presence.
It would argue that this guy
put the rough stuff?
stand in for the Federation. An idea which I love so much, I wish I'd thought of it first. One of the first stops is Med Lab, where Dr. Franklin's showing off their new technique of treating aliens. Ambassador Dickhead is surprised they go to so much trouble to treat inferior species, especially because it does them such a disservice by allowing the weak to live and pollute the gene pool. Let him just hang himself.
Just 1 second. You're saying that if you saw a child from one of these inferior species bleeding to death, and all you had to do was move one finger to save its life, you wouldn't do it.
We would neither help nor harm. It's not our place to interfere. The way for one race to help another is to allow evolution to run its course. It's for their own good.
Yeah, spread that Starfleet gospel. Elsewhere, Londo is basking in the praise of a man in the shipping business who's trying to get him to help iron out some business problems. And rather than being pleased at his newfound importance, he's unhappy that he's been home with a wishing well goes in the hope of fixing things.
That's right over the
It's
camera.
quite taxing, I'm sure. My feet. He tries setting up for some fun, but Garibaldi doesn't want
Different
to do
Garibaldi
it
much.
now. He refuses to drink, and when Londo tries paying him back for all the money he's borrowed from Garibaldi over the years, he just says thanks and tries to walk off. Londo finally loses it, wanting to know what the hell's going on.
Why is everyone here walking around like they're afraid of me?
Maybe we are. The deal with Mr. Morgan has become a kind of monkey's paw. Londo's gotten everything he's wanted. Centauri rising to power? Yes. As they commit butchery and atrocities across space, not respected as being strong, but feared as being villains. His own importance? Oh, yes. Christian now brought him within a circle of unscrupulous men who may wind up removing him if he doesn't play his part. His own power? Absolutely. Unless everyone fills his time with petitions to use that power for them. Money? Oh, plenty. And no one to share it with, because the only true friends he's ever had are disgusted and terrified of him. Everything is the way he wanted it, and nothing is the way he wants it. The exact opposite position is Chikara. You know he'd like nothing better than to find a Centauri and beat 7 kinds of shit out of him, but instead he's got to gather all his people together to convince them not to fight, at least not here. He tries to convince them of the need to form alliances, but they're too prideful, convinced that all he's doing is showing weakness to provoke further attacks. As soon as he leaves the room, they drag him the Centauri that started that brawl earlier and kill him. Good speech, Chikara, but I'm going to have to dock your score for not quite succeeding at getting the message across.
And tell the others, we attack in 6 hours. And when we finish, there will not be one Centauri left alive of this species.
think I'm going to have to give this speech a failing grade, Jakar. Good on paper, but doesn't quite seem to work. Dr. Franklin's postmortem suggests this was done by a narn, but Sheridan asked Garibaldi to keep things quiet for now while he tries to prevent the inevitable riot. Not much can really make this situation worse. Except for Ambassador Douchebag, of course.
Well, it's just a complicated question because the show is like really, really good. So like real life, there's like 10 different things you could point to that started the war. Like, well, Londo did this, so he started it. But then he only did that because Jakar did this. But Jakar only did that because Londo did that thing the first time. But then he only did that because of Jakar. It's everyone's wrong, like real life. It's a really good show.
Far from being shocked, the ambassador so impressed at humanity's willingness to
Like, when it was bad, it was good.
that he's convinced a union between their people is possible. Union in more than one sense.
Then we will conclude this deal in our traditional manner. We will have sex.
Like it? I got the idea after reading Ringworld. Speaking of unwanted penetration, the man started weapon stopping and anticipation of the riot. Pearson starts talking to Earth Gov again, and gets to talk with Special Agent Aaron Pierce, backed up by his heavy band. He says Earth can't take sides, even to offer aid to the civilians. Though right now, the civilians seem to be doing just fine for themselves. Jakar shows up to take charge before the violence starts, and immediately upon arrival, starts some violence. First the choking, then roll him into a great big man, and then out comes the knife. Jakar manages to win, giving a much better speech, I guess, in that everyone leaves except for the guy who stabs him. But I'll still call this an improvement. At least this speech ended with a mere wounding instead of an actual murder. He's soft, but at least they've done what they can to bring humanity in on their side. Well, at least you've got Sheridan on his side, who's working with Delenn to try to bring some unofficial aid to give the Narn leftover food, medical supplies, and safe transport. When he's stubborn, he thinks it's a triumph, but not only is it not any military help at all, he can't even use this to keep the other Narn in line, or else the aid will vanish. As he leaves, he offers a mixture of both laughter and sobs to the predicament. He knows that this will help some of his people, but likely doom so many more. And of course, he has to know how he helped bring this about. They pushed the Centauri, pushed them, and now they're pushing back. And they can't be stopped anymore from pushing right back to homeworld. Meanwhile, Ivanova's trying to figure out how to deal with Ambassador Curve. I bet Sheridan Taffy didn't handle the negotiations himself. She finally hits on the idea of appealing to his massive ego. When he shows
I wonder if he would have still wanted to have sex if it would have been Sheridan.
She suddenly taunts him that they'll do it
Wait,
his
what?
way, since he can't handle
The alien that wants to do it with Ivanova.
The idea of being in any way inferior convinces him to do it human style, which he then
For
carries
aliens,
into the
is
spirit of the
gender a bigger difference than alien?
Hey there, 3 bags full. You come here often? Yes, I do. Dear Shabba Lubba Lubba, Dirty Shabba Lubba Lubba, kiss. Ah! How do you like it so far?
I'm saving this for when I ask my kids about the bird flu. Later he gives her a goodbye present. Oh my God. Those come in yellow now? Meanwhile, Londo's finally being informed about the murder, while Sheridan and Garibaldi try to talk him into downplaying it so that things won't get too out of hand on the station. But instead of going on a tirade about the barbaric nature of the Narn, he comments that the victim was a troublemaker with no family, so in exchange for deportation and a few trifles, they can just kind of forget the whole thing. Later, Garibaldi joins Londo for a drink in appreciation for what he did, and they toast the fact that they can perhaps be friends for a while before things get worse. Next Sacrifice is one of my favorites, so is labeled strongly recommended.
Oh.
Significant character moments for Chikara and Londo as the war shows
Once this episode's over, I'm gonna go out and get an ice pack because I'm a fat.
One finds it all slipping away.
You wanna watch your housewife show after that? Should be done.
Yeah, that's what he cherished the most. The humans, though, those who were in the background. Next time we'll see them pull the heart of all of this in the shadow of Zahadu.
You cannot go to Zahadu.
Yeah, I got the strange notions right here.